So here's the first of my big issues with what we got going on here. Mm-hmm. Assuming, because, we just know about what the original mission was just from what you went on here, and just a few scant details. Enterprise comes back with a bunch of wounded crew members, high-level officers are dead, injured. Wouldn't that be a conflict of interest to send the same people back to handle that mission?
I would certainly think so. And you have to remember where Pike was in the cage / the menagerie. He was ready to quit Starfleet over what had just happened.
Yeah.
It was such a disaster that, I don't see them being able to send the same ship back.
I mean, I know Enterprise is the only ship in the quadrant and everybody else isn't going to get their equipment until next Tuesday.
Right,
but
right.
Come on. Send a shuttle.
Well, we also know they have those little Archer class 3-4 person single nacelle bangers. They can just zip out and zip back.
Yeah.
Send one of those.
You'd think that even by now they would have a team dedicated
for this kind of thing.
Right.
I have to assume, we know that the mission to Rigel 7 happened before General Order 1 / the Prime Directive were taken seriously, because first off, it didn't exist during the cage / the menagerie. Also because they've been talking about it during Season 1 and Season 2 of Strange New Worlds.
Right.
There are a few things here. The staying out of cultures that aren't ready for you kind of thing, they should have done a better job of having it not exist. Or maybe, I know it existed on Enterprise, but it was used for really bad reasons throughout that show.
Yeah.
And we'll talk a little more about the Enterprise when we get to our subspace communication section at the end of the show. Got a few comments. Una and Pike discuss personal matters, including Pike's tendency to distance himself from close relationships. Una encourages him to find joy despite his responsibilities. Pike reflects on his leadership during the previous mission and feels responsible for the situation with Kalar, which is exactly why he should be recused. Starfleet assigns him the current mission as a reminder for the Enterprise to rectify its past actions. That works for tattoo artists, not for cultural interference. Yeah, you're right. It seems like there'd be like a ship.
Yeah.
Who's just like, oh, that went poorly. Let's go see.
Call them in. Yeah.
Let's go see what these guys can do. This episode delves into Pike's personal conflicts, his sense of responsibility, and the challenges faced by the crew while addressing the consequences of their earlier encounter with the Kalar civilization on Rigel 7, Act 1. In this episode's first act, Captain Pike, along with Ortegas, La'an, Dr. Mbenga, they prepare for a landing on Rigel 7. They're all dressed in Kalar clothing for an undercover reconnaissance. Spock reports on the debris field that threatens the Enterprise's orbital plane, requiring manual adjustment to prevent damage.